Hi, my name is Phil Liu, and I'm at the PNSQC conference, and I decided to take a few minutes out and interview some of the attendees here. I've got Shankar, who comes from up in Seattle, I guess, with Microsoft. And Shankar, tell me about, what do you think is the most valuable takeaway? What is the most valuable thing you've learned here at the conference so far?
Okay, one simple thing I can say here is the conference here is every speaker who comes up here and talks about is all about brutal honesty in terms of what they do, which is the best thing I have found out here when compared to other conferences.
Oh, okay.
So they are directly in terms of to the point, and they are very honest, humble. So not high-flying colors showing up something which is efficiently on your halo running around. Nothing like that. It's to the truth and to the point. And that's the only, I think that's the major point that I liked here.
Okay. And so I guess you came with other Microsoft folks.
Yeah. There are other few members in my team who are here to present here.
Okay.
So they are presenting one of the talk in terms of how you can make gaming at workplace.
Okay. So how does some of the things, the methods that you use at work, is this going to be helping you in your work, and what kind of?
So the things whatever I've been hearing here, it's mostly we do in some terms, but not to the extent of how it can be done. So we do it in a different way, and there are other ways that can be done. The same thing can be done in multiple ways, which is better way. I'm talking to people who has done it in a different way, knowing about it. You can seriously experiment on those things and try to find out which is better working for you. All the things might not work for you, but one of them should be good.
Right.
So finding out that best thing.
So I hope that you're going to be coming next year, right?
Yes.
Okay. It'll be good to see you next year then.
Thank you
so
so
much.
Thank you.
Yes, that means start, okay? Hi, Nick. My name is Phil Liu. I'm with PNSQC. I'm on the committee here. I'm just interviewing some folks to see what they think about the conference and how things are going so far. So I guess you're a local guy.
I am.
Have you been to the PNSQC conference before?
No, it's my first time.
Okay, great. And so what do you think about this conference versus some of the other conferences you've been to?
I've actually never been to another conference.
Never been to another conference, okay.
My first time at any conference, whatever, but I've enjoyed it immensely so far. It's great to hear the both the variations, the way different people are approaching the topics, especially Agile seems to be the big thing on this conference this year.
I particularly really enjoyed Michael Ma's talk this morning. What do you think was the big takeaway from that talk?
I think the big takeaway was, one, that Agile can work, that it can work to improve your quality and do a project faster, better, and more importantly, higher quality. And also, the big key to that is to get your quality in ahead of time.
Right.
To put the work in at the front of the project and not as already have the Riley curve.
Right.
We're not expect to somehow in the middle of this big bulk of where you still have a ton of bugs, just draw an arbitrary line and get the product off. Do the quality first, and the schedule will fall into place. But if you're trying to force a schedule into a project, you're just asking for trouble.
Yeah. So I mean that's a really good point, and I think though that you think you'll be able to take this back to your office and really be able to use some of it.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. Thanks very much. And, I'm Phil Liu, and we're here at the PNSQC conference, and Wong-Yen has a poster talk on open source automation. And so I'm just taking some time out to chat with them about some of the types of questions and issues that people have with open source. And a lot of people have been talking to a lot of people this last couple of days. What do you think are the common themes of the problems that people are having?
In general,
in terms of open source automation.
In general, people really like automation. They try different ways to do automation. But in my experience, I see a lot of challenges for general people to get into automation. So people in a stage of trying to get it, and right now, open source is a community that provides these tools to help people get educated, exercised, and get used to basically help you to do your automation work.
What would you say would be the major blocking issue that people have in implementing automation?
I would say at least two things. First of all, you have to think about automation. You need a lot of experience, a lot of failure to learn there's no way you can learn it from school. But the other part is you have to be very skillful to know what you are doing. I would say you have to be at least as good as a coder to be an automation person.
Wow. Okay. Well, thanks very much.
Thank you.
We're here at the PNSQC conference, and that was Youngyan Wang talking about automation. He's got a poster talk here on open source, his own open source framework. And so we're really excited to have him here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Phil Liu, and we're at PNSQC. I'm with Moss Drake, and Moss gave a talk today. Moss, why don't you tell us a little bit about your talk?
It was called 9 Low-Tech Tips for Project Management, and it was basically, our team learned to do Scrum development several years ago, and some of the things that we learned didn't immediately seem worthwhile, but then as we practiced them over a couple of years, all of a sudden I realized that it was really about getting the process from the individual level to the team level. And so I just made a list of some of the things that we do that move it from the individual and get the ideas out into the team, and then the team can work on the ideas.
Mm-hmm. What were some of, for instance, an idea that you mentioned in your talk today?
One thing was about paper prototyping. If we have something that we're working on, if you just get a black marker and some paper, and the whole team goes to work on it, and you can kind of draw out the ideas and draw out a screen, and then people start working on it. It evokes a lot more ideas than if people are just saying, "Oh, it's going to be this way," and it's going to be that way.
So doing things the old-fashioned way and drawing things out, that seems to work pretty well. That's interesting.
And another thing is just a process for prioritizing stories where we get everyone in the room and we use an insertion sort to put the stories on the wall one at a time. Mm-hmm. And each story gets its focus under the spotlight, and everybody gets to discuss it, and it gets prioritized, and it's quick and pretty efficient.
So do people have a lot of questions today? Can you kind of expand on some of the top questions you think people are having problems with in this kind of area?
Well, the top question was about how can we take these low-tech tips and do them remotely with remotely located teams? And that's a good question that I really didn't have the answer to. But I guess that's part of the point is that you're working with low-tech tools. It really brings people closer together, and you have more bandwidth of information as people are collaborating that way.
Okay. Well, thanks very much.
Okay, thank you.
All right.